Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny here, joined with Dan Kaiser, the man, the myth, the legend here. Talk about some Saturday college football, Oklahoma and Navy in the Armed Forces Bowl. You guys are going to like, share, subscribe. Promo code Holiday20 saves you 20% off your entire purchase, picksandparlays.net. Head over there, get Dan Kaiser's premium plays. Let's talk about Oklahoma and the Sooners. Sooners -3, playing Navy. Total sits at 43.5. As we record right now. What are your thoughts on this matchup, Dan?
Yeah, well, this game's kind of taken a shift over, since it was announced. You got the Oklahoma Sooners come in at finished the season 6-6, so the first year in the SEC. Navy comes in at 9-3, had an outstanding season. Yeah, the opening season was a tough one for Oklahoma. They hit the SEC. They had probably one of the hardest schedules in the SEC. I think it was the 5th overall in the country. They struggled a lot getting used to that type of football. They did pick up a win over Alabama at the end of the year, which kept Alabama out of the playoffs. But the big thing about this game is, as it is this time of year, it's the transfer portal and opt-outs. Oklahoma's been hit hard by the transfer portal and the opt-outs. Starting quarterback Jackson Arnold, he's transferred to SEC Auburn.
Yeah.
And he had a good season, threw for a little over 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, rushed for 444 yards and 3 touchdowns, but they've lost that. His backup did play in 6 games this season, but, it was nothing outstanding. They'll also be with their starting tight end, who's headed to LSU. He led this team in receptions with 42. They've lost 3 wide receivers. Brennan Thompson and J.J. Hester both going to Kentucky. Jaleel Farouk is going to Maryland. And they also, this could be it doesn't look key, but it could be a key thing. They lost their starting center, who's opted out of this game. Defensively, they lost their big stud linebacker, Danny Stutzman, and their starting safety. They both opted out. And a few other key players on the defense enter the transfer portal. So, their depth is weak. Their starting's weak. It's just not the same Oklahoma team that struggled during the regular season. Of course, Navy being Navy, there's no opt-outs. There's no transfers. There's nothing. It's just what you see, what you get. Their offense comes in, ranks 5th in the nation in rushing. Their defense is 80th in rushing yards allowed and 46th in pass defense. I look at this game. I'm looking at the total in this one, and I just can't see this game going over unless somehow Navy puts up 44 points.
Right.
I mean, Oklahoma's depleted offense. They're missing starting quarterback, some key receivers that I pointed out. They may struggle to score when they do get the ball, and that's if they do get the ball, because, Navy, they like to run the ball, pound the rock, long, sustained drives. Blake Horvath has been great under center for leading this offense. And this Navy defense is coming off a strong performance against Army, in which they held the Army down, which when the Army looked like the team to beat out of that conference this year, or they did win the conference, actually. So I just think this Navy defense will be able to contain this inexperienced offense, and that Navy's offense will do what Navy's offense does, run the ball, and run the ball. I think this game goes under the number.
Under the number, Oklahoma and Navy on Saturday in the Armed Forces Bowl in Fort Worth, Texas. So there you go. Under the number, 43.5, Oklahoma and Navy Saturday college football action. Don't forget, check out Dan Kaiser's premium plays, picksandparlays.net, link in the description of the video. Good luck unless you're against us. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.